Hey guys, Deadshot here, and today I want to make a video about the recent Incarnate rotation and why these weapons will absolutely help carry the living crap out of you. And I'm gonna have it as like this whole setup build. First, we'll start with the Volt build. Super simple. I'm not even gonna go over these 5 mods. Shock Trooper is actually the only one you really need to talk about. Makes your one into a buffing tool. Very good. Rest of these very simple. You can tell just based off their descriptions how they benefit you. But what really needs to be talked about, these 2 Incarnate weapons. First, we'll start with the Burstin. And there's a lot of things that go into this. All these mods pretty easy to obtain. I will mention some upgrades to some of these for any of you guys who are willing to put more work into this weapon. These 2, you can swap them out for the 60/60 counterparts. Vile Acceleration, there's a better version of it. It's an augment called Gilded Truth. A little bit worse fire rate, better literally everything else. Very awesome thing to have. Galvanized Scope to replace primary acuity if you can get this, not just maxed out but just get it in general. Even a worse rank galvanized scope will be better than primary acuity. Then it'll allow you to throw in multi-shot, whether either galvanized chamber or split chamber. But this is the build I'm going to be running. The easiest version to get out of anything I just mentioned there. Rank 0 primary deadhead, by the way. And then with this Volt build and that plus Rhino's Roar, you should definitely get your helmet if you are struggling with anything. Let me get 20 Heavy Gunner Eximus to help me showcase this. Pop Roar, we have our 1 active. Right here, you can notice doing pretty solid damage without the Incarnate. Activate it. Absolutely everything is just melting. It's honestly insane, because if you showed someone this weapon without context, you would think, oh my god, that's not a weapon I could get. That weapon looks like I need to like be 3,000 hours into the game. No. Burstin Prime is always in relics. Its Incarnates are in rotation, and I'm using mods that you could get within a couple of minutes, maybe 10 at most, if you went and specifically looked for them. This weapon is crazy. I'll go over its Incarnate and stuff real quick. This just allows you to activate its Incarnate mode. I just run Punch Through, reduce weapon recoil, and the base critical chance. All you need. Very great weapon. And then here's a more endgame more build if you're interested in it. Pretty much the exact same idea. Viral, all the galvanized mods work great on it. Gilded Truth, it'll do almost the same thing. I don't even need to showcase it though. The damage is very evident. Next on up, we have the Nami Solo. This weapon, even easier than relics. You just get it from your Tenno lab and you can just craft it now. It's kind of funny to think that a mastery rank 6 weapon will be doing the things I'll show you. I'll go over the Incarnate stuff. +3 range, +100 melee damage. This is a pretty standard Incarnate evolution for melee. This one makes it so when you equip it, you will have 30% attack speed for a little bit. Definitely good if you're using other stuff like, hey, the Burstin Prime with its amazing single target damage. And then Lone Blade. This I have to describe to you. Let's scroll through a bunch of random weapons. Look at the fall through. 40%, 70%. What were 60%? Every weapon, you can look at it on your own, will have less than 100% fall through. What follow through means is, let's say hypothetically, very similar to this Eximus line over here. There's 2 enemies staying next to each other. What happens if I am to swing at both of these 2 enemies? Well, one of them will take a reduced damage based on the number of your follow through. And this is a trait that is pretty much guaranteed on almost every weapon except one in the game. Exalted weapons. These weapons all have a 100% follow through modifier, which means, for example with this Excalibur build, 1 swing, every enemy that gets hit by it will take the same amount of damage. That's what makes them such a good tool for room clearing. I mean, you saw how fast I killed all those enemies. This isn't an Excalibur showcase, so you can kind of ignore that, but look at how it affects the Nami Solo. plus 60% base follow through when you're specifically holding this melee weapon. I'll take off the burst and prime so it's easier to just hold the melee weapon. Last thing I run is versatile creed. The other options are considerable depending on your build, but for this one, where I run a decent spread of mods, there's a lot to look for, but the main reason I want to focus on these is because with these, you can really take advantage of that 100% base follow through and get some really, really good group damage. Hold on, I messed up. I have to go put on the right Volt build. This one will one-shot everything. Activate our roar, get our speed. This one is kind of underrated. It makes you swing much quicker. And let's activate our incarnate form. Get it up, pop our heavy attack, and then as soon as we got that, I mean, it is showtime. Heavy attack, boom, one shot an entire group. Heavy attack this group, almost one shot them all. Your damage, frankly, quite nuts. It's almost self-evident how powerful that is for group clearing, because that was much quicker than our burstin, and we don't even have an arcane. Now, I want to show you something. Little hood secret. 4 plat for melee influence. Maybe 5 for rank 01. Rank 10 or 5 will be 60 plat. These prices are very, very easy to get. Let's go back to Warframe. We'll swap on a rank 0 melee influence. Only thing that is affected is the duration of the effect and the range. So the actual damage effect of it does not change at all. Let's go over here. And unfortunately, we might kill things before we activate our stuff. So I'm going to get my incarnate form before I activate any of my buffs. Okay, activate this. Cast everything. Start swinging. Things melt. It's like that damage to that entire group, we killed them in like seconds. It's like, it's frankly ridiculous. And the main reason I want to show you this is because this is probably the best weapon in the game, and I'm using a horrible build. Like, being realistic, a lot of these are like super mediocre mods that are very simple to get. Being able to do that kind of damage with this weapon, which, by the way, if you look at a website like Overframe, it's why I don't recommend them. They will say this weapon is a C tier. Now, I would disagree with that. I genuinely believe this is the best melee weapon in the game because of the 100% follow through modifier. But this weapon will carry you through almost anything Steel Path related, especially with a Volt build or even a more dedicated melee build. Same thing with the Burstin. The Burstin has some of the best single target damage of literally anything in the game. And these both weapons, they are a must have if you are struggling with Steel Path. I mean, not a must have, there's plenty of other options. And hey, maybe you want a video on even more options. I would 100% be willing to recommend like 10 random Steel Path viable weapons you can obtain right now, if that's a video we're interested in. But for now, this is the Volt build. This setup is very, very good. So if you all enjoyed this, you want to see more, then like, comment, subscribe. I'll be working on making plenty of stuff like this. New player friendly content is what I love focusing on, because honestly, the end game players, they don't need much more help. They're already nuking everything. So I will be making new player viable end game nuking builds for all of you. And if you are interested in that, like, comment, subscribe, interact, talk to me, like, ask for stuff. I promise I am watching all of your comments. I am very, very, very bad about looking at every single new comment that comes in. So if you have something genuinely interesting and you really want to build made around something, I will look at it. I will definitely consider it. But with that said, I hope you all have a great day, and I will be seeing you all next time.